above the name F. Adams. Okay, Adams is misspelled, but I take it to be F. Adams MP, dated the 21st of November 24 in Cape Town, and commissioned by Commissioner of Oaths, as indicated. You confirm that?
I confirm, I
Now,
see that.
The conversation we're having, if we go back to paragraph 1, paragraph 1 reads as follows. In my capacity as a Member of Parliament for the Republic of South Africa, I first opened 3 cases in Cape Town Police Station with case numbers Cape Town, and they are stated. After I opened these cases, I take it, I was informed that the cases were taken from the Cape Town Police Station to the Office of the Provincial Commissioner, Western Cape. I do not trust the Provincial Commissioner General particularly, and believe that a deliberate attempt is taking place to get rid of the cases I had reported and to protect those against whom I made the cases. End of quote. That is the investigation I'm asking about. Did you ever investigate the claims against General particular? That is the interception. And I still don't understand whether or not you investigated that, you being IDAC, or you didn't. And if you investigated where you ever landed.
In all honesty, Council, I cannot tell you that there was a separate investigation about that interception.
Yes.
I know that we sought to find those dockets, and we then, in fact, found those dockets.
Your finding of the dockets surely doesn't address the complaint of interception?
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
And what I'm saying is there must be an investigation. I can come back to you with a reference to an investigation. But I know that at the time, the purpose was to first find these dockets, which we in fact did, and to then determine what the allegations are in those dockets. Do they talk to the 27, and what is the way forward?
Okay, so
would there be an investigation in your office that you don't know about? Because your answer suggests that your people may well be conducting investigations that you're not aware of.
Not that I won't know of an investigation, but when you have matters of this nature, Commissioner Baloyi, they divide the matters up into different legs of investigation so that they can deal with them differently. I may not be aware of a specific leg of investigation, but I am aware that there is an investigation or investigations arising out of the Section 27.
So you would expect?
I would expect.
And we should expect that when you come back to us after lunch, you will tell us there is an investigation into this interception. This is the team that is dealing with that, and it is being done under case number so-and-so. It's information that you should be able to get. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. So then just to recap where we are at, we know that we started with email communication by Mr. Adams to the Office of the Minister. The Minister then directed the letter, dated the Minister's office, directed the letter dated the 11th of November 2024 to yourself. And we know that subsequent to that, you directed Mr. Perumal to obtain an affidavit from Mr. Adams. We are in agreement there. Okay, where did I lose you?
Sorry. Correction on the last part. Or let's leave it at that. I think it's semantics. It's okay. I'm not going to fight about the semantics. Sorry, Chair.
Then having done so, and the issue at the time was interception of the dockets. A claim by Mr. Adams. It was an interception of the dockets. What we don't have before us is a file on the investigation regarding that particular complaint. What we then have instead is what we have come to call the Mukwele matter, which then is born of claims advanced by Mr. Adams at the instance of IDAC, as reflected in the Section 27 affidavit. Do you agree with me thus far?
Yes, and that we miss a matter before the Mukwele matter, which was the Lushaba matter. That was the first matter that was dealt with. And then it was the Mokwele matter.
Okay.
I just didn't want us to miss that.
I'm not sure I understand, because in this complaint, we are going to come across the Lushaba matter.
Yes, and-
the Lushaba matter.
Yes, and
Now, is that a separate investigation?
that was dealt with. So what the prosecutors did.
Let me just say something to, I guess, clear the cobwebs in my head. I want to determine how many separate investigations there are. My first was that the first investigation would at least have involved an investigation into the conduct of General Petekile as set out in paragraph 1. That you say you'll check on the file regarding that investigation. The second is the Mokwele matter, quote, quote unquote. It's unfortunate we have to use her name in that manner, but it's the quickest way of making reference without confusing each other. Now, you're suggesting that there is a third investigation on the Lushaba matter.
When the prosecutors got the Section 27 referral counsel, they broke it up as follows. Started with the General Lushaba matter.
Yes.
That's the first matter. The Mokwele matter being...
Apologies, just a second, thanks. Thanks, you may continue.
Thank you, Commissioners. So when the matters were broken up, and I think they were broken up, as the prosecutor explained, in terms of the different categories of offenses. If you took them all as one, we would have had a lot of issues, from misjoinder to 10 people standing in the dock, one facing one count of something and someone facing 10 of the other, and it would have been a mismatch. So they took it in terms of the allegations and grouped them accordingly. In terms of what happened in the sequence would have been, as they identified, the housebreaking incident of General Lushaba. That was the first investigation. That was the first matter, counsel, that was enrolled. Thereafter, it was the Mokwele matter. There is then a third investigation. That is the one for which the warrants were held over, just for context, in terms of Lieutenant General Khumalo and General Madondo. And then there are other matters that also emanate from this complaint.
How many other matters?
There are, I know for 4, 5, there would be 6.
6 other matters.
6 other matters.
And you say they all emanate from the Section 27.
That is correct.
Are you able, over the course of the lunch break, I guess, to prepare a list for us of those matters and to indicate whether they are filed, they have different case numbers or inquiry numbers or any other useful reference?
I do know that with the Lushaba matter, it's a separate case.
Yes.
Of course, as is with the Mokwele matter.
Yes.
And that had the other matter been enrolled, it would have also had its own case.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I say it might possibly be a case number or an inquiry number, just so we know which we are pursuing. Now that we have started with the Section 27 referral, let's for a moment go back to Section 27 of the NPA Act.
Before you do that, can I just check that the attorneys have given you a copy? Because I saw that you were struggling. Can they just make sure that they give you the copy of the Act?
Apologies. I'd assume the witness perhaps was...
I do. I'll keep this one here.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
I do
she's
have
got her
one.
own version.
And, out of habit,
I noticed that when Chair was engaging you, you were struggling finding.
I think it's because I had too many documents on my table, Commissioner Kumalo.
So we took the extra effort to ask the attorneys to make a copy and put it in a
Thank
file.
you very much.
Thank you,
And then
Commissioner.
I'm going to be respectful and use the file that was made available. Thank you.
I think so, Advocate Johnson, after all that effort, right?
Yes.
So-
And the few trees that we might have,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. We are now at section 27. And section 27 tells us the affidavit, what the affidavit contemplated therein must contain. Correct? I'm sure it's a section you are well familiar with. You've had a number of
Yes, I
referrals.
just went to the wrong side, sorry.
You agree, sections 27 sub A, sub B, and to some extent sub C, if there should be other relevant information, dictates what the affidavit should contain, section 27 affidavit.
Correct?
What are the consequences where an affidavit lacking in complete compliance with section 27, what would be the consequences insofar as IDAC's trigger is concerned?
Where an section 27 affidavit is insufficient for any one of a number of reasons. We ordinarily would ask the complainant to supplement or amplify and indicate what the shortcomings are, which parts are short. If the complainant is unable to amplify any one portion or portions that would then fulfill the requirements of section 27, we then have to indicate that we are unable to take the matter because the matter must fulfill certain requirements.
Okay. Thank you. Let's turn then to the section 27 affidavit that we received.
Do you do this, that is the request for a supplement, do you do that in all instances where an affidavit is lacking in the necessary detail?
Chair, especially where just from a glance, it would seem that they're just missing something and there's a likelihood it falls within the mandate, you ask them, and when they amplify and you say, okay, it still falls short,
Okay,
then
so
we don't.
that's exactly what I wanted to find out. So reading it, you are of the view that it does fall within your mandate, but you just want a supplement on certain specific issues or on a specific issue. But at least it's already there within the realm, as it were.
Correct, Chair.
Meaning, if it's woefully hopeless, you just reject that, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
Just follow up on that by way of an example or question. So we're looking at 27 and the requirements thereof. If you're given an affidavit that says, I suspect that money is being stolen, that's A. So they've told you the nature of the suspicion. And then they don't tell you the grounds on which the suspicion is based. And whatever else they say in C does not tell you the grounds on which the suspicion is based. There's been a non-compliance with B, right? What do you do?
You would then check if they have a source of information. That
So
is,
you would
what
still
do you
ask
base
them?
it on?
Sorry. So you would, even if they haven't set out grounds in their affidavit, they simply say, I suspect money is being stolen. You're saying you then ask them for a supplementary affidavit?
No, if it's just, I suspect, and there's nothing more to it, then it does not fulfill.
And so...
Because sorry, Commissioner.
Yeah, no, Kira?
You have to be mindful of the prodding.
Yes.
And trying to elicit something they they know they should tell you. Because what does happen is, ordinarily, without saying what you want, we are able to engage a Section 27 referral and indicate these are the requirements. Your affidavit does not make out these requirements. And there and then, in almost most cases, people are able to say, well, I gave you what I have. And that just finishes that part of it.
Thank you.
And when people tell you, I gave you what I have, and there are clearly no grounds in that affidavit, what does IDAC do?
It may be, counsel, that it is insufficient for the purposes of IDAC. Where it has been insufficient for the purposes of IDAC, but we are aware that it could go to the detectives, and or it could go to the DPCI, we write to the referral, or to the referee, I apologize, to indicate, whilst this does not comply with IDAC's mandate, you are able to refer this matter to the detectives. We are writing to, so we do two things. We inform the complainant where they can go to, and then we also write to the agency that we are able to send it to, together with a copy of whatever information might have been received. We have also been able to do that where, for example, it is something that is civil in nature, but falls within the mandate of the SIU. And we would say to them, you might be able to find recourse here with the SIU. So we don't just leave them in the lurch if, in fact, it does make out allegations that are investigated by a different agency. We write to them, we write to the agency, and we send that material as well.
So at least where we land, and I'm testing my understanding of Section 27, there are two main requirements. In that section, the affidavit must spell out the suspicion that the referee holds, and then to advance grounds to support every specific suspicion. IDAC has got the power to request maybe substantiation, clarification from the referee, where there are shortcomings with compliance with Section 27. In the event that the suspicions are not substantiated and grounds not advanced by way of example, then IDAC cannot investigate the matter. It would normally refer it to another appropriate law enforcement agency.
Correct, Counsel.
Is that a fair summary? Let's look then at the Section 27 referral received from Mr. Adams. We will work through it in detail, but my summary of it I would like to share with you. What that affidavit, and that's file 2, page 512.
I do have it.
Thank you. That affidavit states the following. It highlights or shares with the reader three key suspicions that Mr. Adams harbors. The first is at paragraph 2. And therein, paragraph 2, it says, it expresses his growing concern that the head of crime intelligence, General Kumalo, General Lushaba, General Madondo, and other senior crime intelligence officers are busy with systematic capture of crime intelligence division. That's his first suspicion.
Counsel, may I ask a question? Am I allowed
Yes,
to make
ma'am.
marks?
Of course.
Am I allowed to write
Yes,
on this document?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
If it's in the witness file, we will just replace it with a fresh copy.
You say, sorry, Counsel, you say that is the first allegation.
Yeah,
as
first
you
suspicion. Remember that the affidavit actually requires the deponent to state what suspicions that they harbor. The first is there in paragraph 2. On my reading, the second would be at paragraph 4.
Let's take it step by step. Do you agree that that's the first suspicion?
That is the first one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And paragraph 3, for purposes then of completeness, the deponent speaks to what became clearer to him, how his suspicion became clearer to him, but he adds nothing more. he references an envelope he says was slipped under the door of his office in Parliament containing some crime intelligence procurement documents using secret funds of crime intelligence and vetting documents. So he tells you that I have that, but he doesn't share the contents
Yes.
of those. Yes. The second suspicion is reflected in paragraph 4. And on my reading, that speaks to two suspicions. The first being a manipulation of procurement processes and processes to appoint and promote certain persons within crime intelligence. That's at paragraph 4, the first part of paragraph 4. The second part is, calls for the need to investigate appointments at various Secret Service offices. Sorry. Do you agree with me? That's all.
I have that.
At paragraph 5, he expresses a suspicion that some funds are being taken unlawfully from the secret funds account and given to Police Minister Becky Cele. At paragraph 6,
Before you do paragraph 6,
yes,
Yes, paragraph.
paragraph 5,
Yes.
did you consider it to contain two complaints? I mean, there's the first about money being suspected to be given to former Minister Cele, and then it seems to me there's a second leg to it, an allegation that the former minister appointed General Khumalo without an interview process and without Khumalo having worked as a... Did you consider that another suspicion and complaint? Or did you not?
I would
And I
check
must
the
say
number
before
of
I must say
six
before
it is.
you answer, I must say before you answer that considering how the Mukwele matter has gone,
Yes,
I expect that
that would have been one of, it's a separate
and
appointment
if
issue.
you haven't, there has to be an explanation
Yes.
why this was not
No,
investigated.
it is part of other appointments.
Okay, so you will come back to us with the details.
Commissioners, at the bottom of paragraph 4, it is not separate, but there is reference in the last line, which we had to look at as we go through all of the matters, likely points to launder money. So the money laundering is an aspect to consider when you look at money flows that may run through the course of all of these, and they are not, it's not a standalone matter.
noted.
Sorry, you say that one, and you are referring to the last sentence of 4.
Correct, Chair.
And you say it goes with what?
It would go with 2, which is the manipulating of procurement processes, and then with 5, which Council had pointed out about the taken unlawfully from the secret funds.
Which sentence are you referring to in 2? Sentence or sentences?
Sorry, paragraph 4,
Para 4,
line 2.
line 2. Oh,
Yes, Chair, about the manipulating procurement processes.
okay. All right.
Just to indicate that money laundering is considered, but not as a standalone, just within the ambit of those matters.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
So,
When I interrupted Council, I think we were...
no, it's okay.
Fine.
Just on the point you've made, it's a suspicion, but couched more in request terms, because he's requesting that you look into these matters, I guess, because there are these secret service offices in the country are likely points to money laundering out of crime intelligence. So in that, I can accept that there is a suspicion that there is money laundering, except that he would like IDAC to investigate whether that laundering happens through various Secret Service offices.
Correct.
Okay. Then we agreed that at 5, the suspicion about secret funds being given to the former Minister Bekitele.
Yes, ma'am.
6, I don't see a suspicion in 6, so I would skip it for now. We'll come back to 6. The last suspicion that he then highlights is at 7, at page 515. My suspicion is that General Khumalo Lushaba Madondo and many of those who they've appointed are actively siphoning money from the secret fund accounts in the country. I understand that there are about 10 secret fund points in the country where monies can be drawn from, and all of these extraction points need to be investigated. That's another suspicion. At 7.
May I take you back to 6, Councillor?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the Lushaba matter. And therein he has been charged not just with the housebreaking, but with the defeating and obstructing with regards to the loss of the equipment of crime intelligence and the non-disclosure thereof, and the fact that there's secret information contained therein. So what I'm saying is the 6 is the Lushaba matter that is currently in court.
Yes, I'd ask that we skip that because we are trying,
Only
to distill from the affidavit what the deponent suspects and what suspicions he has put forward to IDAC. So we have dealt with the suspicion at 7. Then 8 and 9 basically reverts to the dockets. He had opened the 3 cases in Cape Town, and the other 3 in Orlando Police Station. And it ends at 516. So if we at least roughly summarized his suspicions, I can see how he has complied with Section 27A, which is to set out the suspicions of a crime that he complains of. I am missing Part B of that, which requires him to set out the grounds on which the very suspicions that we have referenced are based. Do you find the grounds in this affidavit?